for the guys that follow my blog for the Corvette, me and Sandy are going to the dealership tomorrow, and we are going to look at a ZR1. If you would have asked me a year ago if I would ever have this sitting in my garage, I would tell you, hell no. Not possible, would never do it, no way. I want you to know if there's something in your life that you want, don't go out and get it. It doesn't mean just go out and get it, you only live once, because some things are just out of our grasp. But if you work hard enough, you can achieve it. This car right here, 2016, same year as mine, 11 miles on it. Car collector bought it. No.
That's the one you want to get?
What do you think? They washed it. What do you think, Mama? You like it? What do you mean? You don't seem excited. Here, sit in and see if you see anything different. Here, sit in. This don't have comp seats. It doesn't have competition seats.
Like yours? Oh, I see what you're saying. It is kind of more comfortable.
It is more comfortable. The only thing I'm worried about is it got beat up pretty bad. All these marks. All these marks down here. A lot of rock chips. It's recording.
What?
Hi.
Hi.
What are you doing?
It's hot in here.
You need the window rolled down?
Yeah, I'm sweaty.
Well, roll it down. It started.
Pandora now. A brand.
How come we're not in our new car?
Banks are not liking us today.
I want my new car.
I know you do.
Tell YouTube why.
Why you want a new car?
No, why we are not in it right now.
Because I don't know.
She don't know. Well, I really don't know either. Oh, Jesus, guys. Apparently, taking out a loan on a car as expensive as a ZR1 is not a one-day process. When I went in to get my Z06, one day. Had a loan, had the car, had insurance, done. Now, if you guys ever think about buying a ZR1, a lot of banks won't even deal with a car over 100,000 or over 120,000. So every bank that I've been going to try to get a loan, even my personal bank, US Bank, that I've been dealing with for about 15 years, they do not do car loans over $120,000. So therefore, anything over $120,000, I would either have to cover myself with money in my savings, money in my checking, or with a credit card, or take out another note against my mortgage, or take out a note separate from the car loan. It's a pain in the ass. Really pain in the ass. Hey guys, remember about 2 years ago in my garage when I got my C6 and the ZR1 was just getting introduced? Remember what I said? No. Even if I could afford it, I don't think I'd buy it. And just the price to the car value, it doesn't seem justified. Actually, from here on back, the car is exactly identical. Everything but the rear wing, a stupid rear wing that's probably going to cost another $5,000 anyway. But the front end is a lot different. It just, to me, it doesn't seem justifiable to spend another $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 on a car that only has 100 more horse and is almost identical. Well, I was a lying motherfucker. Well, it found its way home to the garage. I drove it pretty much home, and that was it, about 10 miles. So just little things. It's, like I said, it has 11,000 miles. An executive drove it, so he didn't take very good care of it, but there's some little nicks in the paint on the hood. And then I have to have a buddy come by, and this did get ceramic coated, but whoever did it from the factory, or not from the factory, but from the dealership, I knew wouldn't do worth a fuck. You only pay $1,000 for it, so pretty much they just wipe it off and put the chemical coat on. So there's what I think it is, there's a scratch from here all the way to about here, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. So it's right in the same line. So what I'm thinking it was is some guy was sitting here in his shorts after golfing with a button on his back of his pants or something, and was rubbing across the side here. And I don't think it's deep at all, so hopefully a buddy can buff that out. And then it also has a chip in the carbon fiber out on here. So, and if you guys were wondering how stout these are, this thing, I mean, it's on there. This thing is on there. It's very sturdy. You would think it'd be kind of chintzy. It's not at all. And then people saying that you're close on the finger. I got sausage fingers, and there's plenty of room here. So got a lot of extra stuff in here. I think a lot of them are air vents. They have some thing that you put on the brake rotors. These things, that must have been when they came from the factory. I have a netting. I got some seatbelt deals. Racetrack prep only. Have no idea what this stuff is. I actually have the actual window sticker and stuff that it came with. Brand new, $38,570 without tax, title, and license. So, first impressions on the car as far as between the Z06 and the ZR1. Now, given, guys, I don't have a lot of time on this car. I haven't drove stick in a while either, so that was a little bit to get used to. But guys, driving this thing in a manual is easy. You pretty much just dump the clutch and the car takes off. There's that much power to it. Drivability, very easy. Same as the Z06, same as any other Corvette. Very drivable. It doesn't scare you. You don't think if your foot slips it's gonna jet off the street or nothing. Ride's identical to my Z06, identical. It's not any rougher, it's not any smoother, it rides identical. One thing I do notice, the difference between the tires, having these Pilot Sport Cup 2s, you do notice a little bit more rocks getting flung up, so that's normal. When they say it's a drag radial, no shit, guys. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a drag radial. There's not hardly any lines on these tires. So, and they, look at that. They hold everything in them. So, inside's identical. What I did notice right off the bat, guys, the entertainment center or the infotainment center or whatever they call them, crystal clear now. I believe it's 1080p now. And in my old one, it was kind of fuzzy. It was 720. First thing I noticed as soon as I started the car was the gauge cluster and the entertainment center, how much nicer they are. One thing that's kind of weird for me is actually a roof that I can't see through. What I used to do, guys, when I was in this car, since they are a smaller windshield, when I was in the car, I would look through the top of the hood here so I could see the light, the stoplight. So that's kind of different for me. Really, guys, horsepower wise, I haven't really got on it yet. I didn't have a road with cars not around to be able to get on it. So I'll let you know the performance difference when I get to that. New car smell, being a 2019, it's awesome. It is awesome. I love new car smell. It's, you know, it's a little faint because it does have 11,000 miles, so it has been rode a lot. What I really like in this car, I love this carbon fiber up here. That's really nice to drive. Sandy said that she can tell the difference with the suede in between on the competition seats. I haven't really noticed that much when it comes to the suede. I do like I didn't have carbon fiber in my last car, so that's a little different. This doesn't have the suede, the Alcantara on here or the steering wheel. Honestly, I didn't want it because I've seen cars with the Alcantara on the steering wheel, and after hardly any miles, the steering wheel looks like shit. And me being a bigger guy, my elbow is always on this, so I didn't want the Alcantara to be looking bad there either. So that's not going to bother me in any way, shape, or form. What I do like is they did put Alcantara here, and they put it back here. They put it in the center of the seats. It's all on the roof here. It's all up top here. So I do like that they put touches of it in places. It's not anywhere else really, though. It's not on here to where my arm's going to be all the time. So it's kind of weird, guys, having a car that costs this much that has some paint flaws, but it's the reason I didn't pay $138,000. I did pay over 120. But I'm starting to find these imperfections. But when I was looking for one, guys, I couldn't find one much cheaper. And my Z06 was dropping $1,000 every 2-3 months. And having a car that's dropping value that quickly, and then knowing that the C8's coming out, I was afraid of it dropping even faster, like I said. So, and this, guys, looks phenomenal in my fucking garage. That looks fucking gorgeous in my garage. One thing I wish the guy would have spent a little bit more and got the blue calipers to match the ZR1. Chevy does that on purpose. They make this really nice blue that shines up on the hood, and then you get back here and you see red calipers. Chevy does that for a reason. They want you to spend that extra, who knows even how much, to get the blue calipers. This guy did not do it, which sucks. But he did spend the extra money and got the red shift levers right here. Got the red shift match. Oh, rev match. Rev match is awesome. That's kind of neat. I'm not a guy that revs my. I used to own a Harley, so I did rev the Harley when I shifted down, but I never revved a car. Didn't really know you needed to, so I've never revved a car when I shift down on it. This doing it by itself is pretty cool. What I do notice is I don't know if these are geared different. I'm going to have to look for you guys to see if they are geared different. But what I do know is you can cruise down the road in third gear, and the motor don't sound like it's whining as much as the Z06, the automatic. And I don't know if there's a difference between the automatic and the manual either, but the automatic third gear was up there in RPMs, to where this seems like it sits a little bit lower than me. Maybe it's just my imagination. Maybe I just don't know the car well enough, but this one seems like it'll cruise down the road at a lower gear going faster down the road. It doesn't rev as far up. The exhaust, holy shit, guys. You don't notice it in the car, but when I was at the dealership and he starts it up for the first time and drives it out of the showroom floor, And then outside, and even in the parking lot, you notice that this thing is no shit twice as loud as my Z06. But you do not notice it in the car, driving it. What you do notice is the cackle. My Z06 didn't pop or bang or cackle in any way, shape, or form. This thing, every gear that you let off the gas, even if you're not even going fast, even if the RPMs aren't even up that high, if you let off of this at about 2,000-3,000 RPMs, it cackles. And it cackles pretty good too. When you really get it up there in RPMs and you let off the gas, it cackles like absolute crazy. So another thing, I don't know if you guys can see it, there are a lot of rock chips up here on the front. I haven't, honestly, I have not had this hood open. And what I did notice here, guys, is, I don't know if you can see, but when you look underneath this hood, it is complete carbon fiber and it looks awesome. Let me open this hood up since I haven't had it open. If I can find the damn lever. There we go. And we'll see how much of this underhood is carbon fiber. The whole damn thing is carbon fiber. I figured they had a heat shield in there or something. That's neat. It's all carbon. Really neat. Here's your water shield here. This is not part of the hood or part of the engine, and neither is this. But when you're inside the car and you're looking through this, you're seeing all this carbon fiber showing, which is pretty cool. You see guys talking on YouTube and stuff about how much this hood sticks up and how much it's visible, and it's not that bad, guys. It's not that bad at all. I don't know if these guys haven't been used to driving a Z06 or a C7 Corvette, but it's not that much bigger at all. What they do say about your camera showing, or not your camera, your heads-up display showing on the corner of the hood, that is true. It cuts off a little bit of it, but after driving this car just down the road for a few miles, you were used to it. So I have not ever had a car with the PDR, so I'm kind of curious of how to do all that. I have not set my steering wheel. I like my steering to be a little bit stiffer, so I haven't set any of that. I haven't set the OnStar. I haven't done nothing with the navigation, so I haven't done anything with XM radio. So I got a lot of stuff to do in here to actually make the inside console mine and everything. So, but guys, this does look very good in my garage. Do I wish it was white? I kind of do. And if it was white, I would want those mirrors to be carbon fiber. Everything else on this car is carbon fiber except for these right here. And I do wish those were carbon fiber also, but everything else is carbon fiber. What's kind of weird is that they put this great big piece of carbon fiber, they got this big piece of carbon fiber, but why not make that carbon fiber? Why not? For the amount of money that this car is, I mean, they got it everywhere. It's here, it's there, the whole hood's carbon fiber, the front splitter's carbon fiber. Why not, you know? But that's Corvette cutting corners. You know, like what I kind of said in the dealership, for this kind of money, why doesn't the ZR1 have its own key fob? I mean, it wouldn't have been hard to, instead of turning the key over and seeing the exact same key that you had with your Z06 or Stingray or a Grand Sport, to have your own key fob. But it's identical. This is what I got here, guys. I got the base coat paint protection. I don't even know if that is ceramic. Honestly, I hope it's not. I would rather prep this car myself. For you guys wondering about putting the paint protection on your car, it does cover your car. They say up to 7 years. And it also, any imperfections of the paint that happens in that time, the dealership will kind of work with you and help you out if something happens within that 7 years. So that's kind of nice, but guys, do it yourself, or have a friend or somebody that you're going to pay to professionally do this, and make sure it's clay barred, it's prepped correctly, and then this paint protection goes on. Don't waste your money. It was $1,000. The only reason I got it, they gave me a $500 voucher on it, so it really cost $500 to get this car washed, clay barred, and this protection coat put on, which I'm probably going to have my buddy take off and fix this scratch here. So to get a ceramic coating, it's about $200. Just make sure you have a buddy, like I said, or somebody that you can pay to go through this and buff the paint out. When I look down the rest of this car with the lights under it, other than that one scratch and a few rock chips up here and that one piece on that carbon fiber, it is looking pretty freaking good. You know, I haven't had it out in the sun yet, so I haven't really checked it out a lot, but that scratch over there is kind of bothering me. But the carbon fiber on this, guys, I heard in the front end here, they spent a shit ton of money to where if you look down this carbon fiber, this black line will match up with this black line in the carbon fiber. So when it jumps into the next piece, the carbon fiber actually follows each other. And they spent a shit ton of money, I guess, making the carbon fiber match like that. And now that they say it, when you look down this carbon fiber, it matches up. Now this piece is a little off. This piece does not match this piece. But up here, these two pieces match. God, they match awesome. It matches right up. So that is true. That is true with the carbon fiber, that it does match. So, but there it is, guys. Really, as far as content, you guys tell me what you want to see. You know, I know I'm late to the show. I'm late to getting a ZR1. I should have got one when they first coming out, but honestly, guys, I saved 20 grand waiting. So, and saving 20 grand, I'm glad I waited. It's 20 grand. And with 11,000 miles on it and a few scratches, to me, that's worth 20 grand. So, but let me know what kind of content you have. You know, I'll do some 0 to 60 runs. The thing is, it's been done, guys. 0 to 60 runs, it's been done. Can it beat a Dodge Demon? It's been done. I'm late to the show. So just let me know what you guys want to know about this car. I mean, if you want me to go in more detail after I've had this for a while, the difference between a Z06 and the ZR1, I can do that. The reason I got this car is I do not want a C8. I think I've just put it in my mind that that I hate it. It's a rear engine car and I don't want anything to do with it. So honestly, guys, if this was a no-go, if I couldn't get one of these, I'd probably get a GT 500. Shit, they're gonna be about as much as my Z06, maybe a little bit more. So, and there's, guys, I'm not a brand guy. I really don't care what brand is on the front of the car. They all have their problems. They all have different quirks and looks, and me, I like what looks good. If a Chevy looks better than a Ford, I'll get the Chevy. If the Ford looks better than a Dodge, then I'll get the Ford. So that's pretty much what it is. Well, guys, that's about it. I got nothing really left to say. Just thought you guys would like to see it. It does look really good sitting in here. Just let me know what other kind of content you want to see on it, if any at all. Go ahead and subscribe if you like the channel. If not, I really don't give a fuck. See ya.